Again, weeks after a change in the Lagos House of Assembly leadership, the legislature now goes back to status quo ante. And Governor of Rivers, Sim Fubara, is speaking on the political situation in the state and assuring his supporters that he's not afraid and that victory is inevitable despite the political challenges in the state. Hello everyone, welcome to the program. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Wakimalo here in Abuja. And so there's so much to talk about, plus the fact that I'll be talking to one of the most controversial politicians in Nigeria. He's my guest tonight on the program. But let me bring you up to speed with some of your major stories, politically speaking. And we've been following those stories for you. And so we'll be hearing also from the governor of Rivers State. I mean, the leadership tussle, there is a sailed in the Lagos House of Assembly in the last 7 weeks or so, which saw the change in the leadership, the removal of Honorable Obasa, who is representing Agege Constituency 1 in Lagos. Today, he has been re-elected as a speaker. The speaker, Honorable Miranda, resigned her position, and there was a renomination, and Obasa was re-elected after the resignation of Honorable Mojisola Miranda, who stepped down as the Speaker of the House. Literally, what happened today was that all of the leadership position in the Lagos House of Assembly were returned back to status quo ante. That means the situation or the positions before Miranda became speaker. So Miranda is now back to deputy speaker. The majority leader is now back to be majority leader. Obasa is now been back to be speaker. So status quo ante has now been returned to in the Lagos House of Assembly. Perhaps let's allow you to listen to a few of the soundbites of what really happened today. I hinted about a possible resignation about a week ago in Lagos, and now it's happened today.
Thank you for finding me worthy to lead this distinguished and honorable assembly. I am not a quitter. However, I took the above decision in order to save this legislative institution from further unnecessary conflict and embarrassment. Accordingly, and in difference to the distance of our esteemed political leaders, I have agreed to yet again make a personal sacrifice by stepping down as the Speaker of this great assembly. Dear distinguished and gallant honorable members of this 10th Assembly, occasionally we are confronted with esteemed overwhelming challenges in conflict management, but as a responsible leader, we will not bring down the legislative house. We collectively build in pursuit of justice and fairness. Just like we know that the party decision is supreme. At this point, I take a bow as your speaker, and I step down as your speaker of this great house.
I want to start by appreciating my colleagues. I want to thank you for your support, your dedication, your loyalty, and your staunch belief in our party and the utmost respect for our party leaders. I thank you, and I will always appreciate you for all you do. And let me sincerely single out my sister, the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Moji Miranda, who has been very, very, very supportive, loyal as Deputy Speaker. I thank you, ma'am, for everything. Thank you. God bless you. We want to assure Lagosians that for us, we have resolved and determined to serve their interests and protect their interests always. Our major responsibility is to represent them, and that we have been doing. So I'll also add this, that what is happening here today shows that Lagos State House of Assembly is very capable, and it's a house of integrity, a mature house that has internal mechanism to resolve in the interest of the institution and our party.
So you can hear the stepping down or resignation from the higher office of the leader of the Lagos Assembly, and now the reassumption of office of Obasa back to the status quo ante. Well, so much more to talk about tonight. We're just getting started, everyone. I will also take you to River State and introduce my guest. But before we do that, let me bring you up to date with what is happening across the nation on your political roundup stories.
President Bola Tinubu on Monday received the president of Sierra Leone, Julius Maada Bio, at the State House in Abuja. He was received on arrival by the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila. The Sierra Leonean president, who is in the country for a private engagement, arrived at the State House around noon for a courtesy visit to the chairman of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The Workers' Union in River State is threatening a mass protest over the potential impact of a recent Supreme Court judgment on workers' salaries. Speaking to journalists on the sidelines of the commissioning of Government House staff quarters in Port Harcourt, Chukwu Emecheta declared that if by the end of March or any subsequent month, civil servants do not receive their pay, the union will mobilize for a demonstration to express their grievances. A former Lagos State governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party during the 2023 general election, Abdulaziz Adediran, popularly known as Jandor, has dumped the party. Jandor announced his resignation at a press briefing held at Liberty Place, Ikeja, in Lagos today. Jandor says his reasons for leaving the party are due to indiscipline and anti-party activities. The Deputy British High Commissioner to Nigeria, as well as the Inspector General of Police, are backing the call for more women in the peace-building efforts. Both of them spoke at the Northwest Regional Conference on Women, Peace and Security, which held in Abuja. Meanwhile, the Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Sokoto, Bishop Hassan Kuka, is also asking religious leaders to be mindful of their utterances.
Our collective survival will have to depend on how willing we are to work together and to stand together.
The coalition of civil society groups under the auspices of Nigerian ambassadors for gender tranquility is asking parties in the ongoing feud between the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, and Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan to sheathe their swords and respect the sanctity of the Senate as an institution. Speaking at a news conference in Abuja, the group maintains that the altercation is avoidable and the acrimony it has generated is not needed.
It is our conviction that this ugly altercation in the Senate was avoidable. The acrimony and bitterness that has generated is not needed.
All right, then let me quickly take you to River State and bring you up to speed with what's happening. The River State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has assured his supporters that victory is inevitable despite the political challenges in the state. Governor Fubara stated this earlier today during the commissioning of Government House staff quarters at the Forces Avenue opposite Government House in Port Harcourt. He says that the immediate past council chairman in attendance that there was no reason for concern when he was speaking to them before addressing the crowd. Governor Fubara opened his speech with a passage from the Holy Bible.
Let anybody not be deceived. There are faces today that will carry the symbol of some persons, and it will be a curse in this state. People should know that, because no matter how we've been fooled in this state, it has gotten to a point where this state have decided to take their destiny by their hands. Inasmuch as I don't subscribe to violence, when the time comes for us to take a decision, I will lead the cause for that decision. Let me say it again, and let me say it again. I'm not scared of anything. The worst that will happen is me to leave the office. It's not. Am I leaving the earth? Is it going to stop me from existing? So I'm not even bothered about that. But the right thing must be done and must be said when the opportunity is given to us.
Governor Rivers Sesiminala Ifubara, but the House of Assembly, headed by Honorable Amawule, today is giving Governor Fubara 48 hours to present the 2025 budget to the lawmakers for consideration. They made these position known today after plenary with a motion moved by the Deputy Speaker, Domli Mao. The members sat and they're asking the governor, berated the governor for his directive to the heads of local government administration to take charge of the council, saying it is illegal and against the Supreme Court's decision. The lawmakers drew the governor's attention to the position of the 1999 Constitution as amended.
Members have resolved from the comments that it's important to write the governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Sasimla Yofobara, and inform him about the judgment of the Supreme Court and go forward to ask the governor to present the 2025 appropriation bill to the Rivers State House of Assembly. Again, members from the comments are unanimous that 48 hours ultimatum should be given to the governor because Rivers people can no longer wait.
There you have it. The Speaker of the House of Assembly in Rivers State, Honorable Martin Zamawule. Tonight, our conversation is largely going to be on the state of the nation. It does look to me, what else to discuss in the Lagos politics? What else to discuss in the Rivers politics? It appears things are settled in some kind of way. The controversies are now settled. But let's talk about the state of the nation. We'll take it from the National Assembly. A lot of controversies and the issues brought in the mind happening in the National Assembly. Tonight I'm being joined by our former governor of Abia State and a sitting senator serving, representing Abia State, Senator Orji Kalu is live for us. He's a member and a leader of the APC in the National Assembly. Thanks so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
And remember to also say you are a former majority whip of the Senate.
Yes.
I mean, it is interesting what is happening. Did it happen when you were majority whip? Because the whip always call members to caution members, especially when it comes to issue where there are disagreements, where there are members who are unhappy about situations, such as we saw between Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduaran and the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. But it's quite interesting that both senators, this is not the first time we've seen this kind of confrontation on the floor of the Senate.
Well, I didn't see anything as chief whip like this in the 9th Senate, and it's usual that people quarrel on the 9th Senate. I cannot remember the 9th Senate having this kind of thing, but when I was chief whip, I maintained law and order. I make sure that the chambers were in shape.
You were a good class monitor.
Yes, because I was a labor captain in Government College Obuaya. So I'm used to discipline people. And when I was made chief whip, a lot of our members respected me and I respected them. Sometimes nobody uses phone in the Senate of 9 Senate, you cannot use phone, I will take it. You cannot answer call. It's impossible. The bad boys were bad boys like Senator Sadibusa, who sits at the back giving me a headache. So, apart from those bad boys.
And your colleagues, former governors too?
No, honestly, my colleagues, former governors are very disciplined people, like Senator Alero, Senator Dixon, and the rest of them. They were very disciplined people. These people don't give me any problem at all. The problem is the headmaster of troublemakers was Senator Sadibusa of Niger State. Even the Senate president.
So, you had tough time.
I had tough time with him. I had him sitting behind us, because he has his group making noise all the time.
And you were not writing noisemaker. You're not writing names of noisemaker at that time. Are you aware of how they write? I was a class monitor when I was in secondary school, so at some point I wrote names of class monitors.
No. I only called them to order. I whipped them to bring them back to order. Yes.
Well, I mean, why did this become more of a problem? A presiding officer and now a female senator who is aggrieved, and those kind of allegations that are coming against the Senate president, they're heavy allegations, isn't it?
No, Shaw. You know, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a judge. Any Senate matter must be discussed in the chambers of the Senate. So it will be inappropriate. Having been a former chief whip of the Senate, I know what the rules. We have a rule book. These matters will be settled properly in the chambers of the Senate. We don't settle these things outside the Senate.
You worry with the manner, the name, and the reputation that this kind of crisis, which happened anyways on the floor of the Senate. And I'm saying this because this looked like a special situation between, this is not the first time this kind of altercation is happening between the Senate president and Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan.
No. As I've told you, I cannot be a judge in between.
You're one of the elders
senators.
In the Senate.
No. That is where the senators sit. You will hear from us.
Did they change your seats too?
Yes, they have changed my seat before.
Not in this time.
In the Senate.
No, I'm saying not this time around.
No, they changed my seat twice. I was given the front row first with Senator Goje and Senator Wabako. They changed us to come back to back. I had another seat. They changed me to put another person because I sit with Senator Wabako. As a former principal officer, even if you have been to the Senate before me, when we are sitting, I take ranking before you because I was just from that Senate, a principal officer, one of the four. The Senate president, the deputy Senate president,
majority leader,
the leader, and the chief whip.
And the whip, yeah.
So they gave me a seat. Where I'm sitting now is not what I'm supposed to say.
And you didn't protest?
No, I don't have anything to protest. I'm very matured. And as a matured mind, I don't need to. My commitment is to my constituency. My commitment is to do the job.
Interestingly, you were not in the 8th Senate, but what is happening to Natasha Akpoti now, Uduaghan, had happened to Godswill Akpabio in the 8th Senate when under Bukola Saraki, and it caused quite a stir on the floor too. And this kind of things, does he have some kind of political undertone that the presiding officer have to prevail?
Sean, listen to me. Issues about the Senate should be discussed in the Senate. I'm not going to discuss any issue of the Senate.
Because this has some political undertone. Do you think this could be resolved politically?
Yeah, it could be resolved in the floor.
Family
listen to me. It could
underpinnings to this.
It could be resolved in the floor of the Senate. It will be resolved. I mean, it's a Senate matter. It's not a court matter. People have gone to court left and right. And if I'm discussing this issue openly, it could be against the decision of court. Both parties have gone to court. So I'm not supposed. I have a lot of respect for judiciary. And it would be wrong for me, who preaches that every arm of the government should do their job. It would be wrong for me to come to your show to discuss this matter. Senate matters will be discussed in the Senate.
Let me take you out of the Senate matters.
I thank you so much for doing that.
You've had your own share of trouble from the issues from the Senate. So, and I heard what you said about the book launch, IBB book launch, and some of what came out of that book. And of course, yesterday we had Senator Olusholaye Adeyeye, who was incidentally was the chief whip before you, was the chief whip in the 8th Senate. You were the chief whip in the 9th Senate. And he said a lot of things about the IBB era. And when he was in the House of Reps the 3rd time, you had your own issue with, Obasanjo 3rd time, and you had your own issue with Obasanjo. And some of those things that Professor Adeyeye said about on this program, about the 3rd time agenda and what went down. In the benefit of hindsight and reflecting on those years, you were governor, a 2nd-term governor, when Obasanjo was also 2nd-term president, and that time that it was rife, the agitation about the debate over the 3rd time. What would you remember majorly at that period?
Like what?
Tell us.
Like what? You are not asking. You are just talking to yourself. No, really? You are talking to yourself. I'm
asking you a question, except you are dodging from answering.
No, you have not asked me any question.
I'm asking about the 3rd time agenda.
Oh, the 3rd time.
There was a reflection by Senator Adeyeye on this program about
I didn't
some of the politics and how
I didn't watch what Senator Adeyeye
democracy.
I can't comment on what Senator Adeyeye on the Babangida's book. I think Nigerians are very unfair to Babangida.
Really?
Yes, because Babangida came out. When I said that the story is not complete, I wanted President Babangida to write more of the stories, because the story has not finished. Because it just look that maybe Babangida is trying to tell you a story. No. There are more to the story. There are officers who ask Babangida, no, you cannot hand over to this man. There are people. This is why we needed. Nigerians are not very fair to Babangida. He came out on his own to say things that nobody ever said, that we could have respected people to say things he said. For example, what he said about the Igbos, that the military coup was not Igbo coup. And people have heard the Igbos on ground for this particular sin, which they never committed. Major Kaduna Nzogu never spoke Igbo, although he's from Igbo land. He was born and bred up in Kaduna, and his name was Major Kaduna Nzogu. And he was just a forthright officer who wanted a new Nigeria, and with other people. Even people you think, let me be honest with you, President Obasanjo was part of the coup, but he exonerated himself as normal. If you ask military leaders, most of those top military people knew about the coup. He came from India, not Ampa. He came from India. How will he have not known about the coup? And he came back to Nigeria from his school to back to Nigeria. So most of them knew. It was when few officers refused to do what they're supposed to do that it became a problem. Few officers didn't do what they're supposed to do. If they have gone ahead to execute the coup in Eastern Nigeria, execute it here and there'll be no problem. So some people either developed cold feet or found another strategy.
But when you say some Nigerians are not fair to IBB, are you referring to the Abacha family who are aggrieved?
No. I'm
just a moment, sir. Just a moment, sir. Are you referring to MK Abiola family, or you are referring to those who were incarcerated and those who were jailed and spent many years in prison, and those who lost their life? Family of those who lost the Vasta family and the rest. When you say people, IBB is not people are not PFC.
When you come out, to put things in writing, open up wounds so it could be closed. This is what Babangida did. It's almost nearing 80.
Is it closing or is
no?
According to some of them, they felt that he opened up those points and they're now looking fresh.
Let me tell you, this is why that more military people that were there should talk about. There should be second part of the book. Because if he mention only one name or two names, or is not interested, they should go all hog and tell Nigerians the truth. Because I know the top military men, Babangida should write the second book. I know that Babangida was in danger. Babangida was in danger throughout this period. If you remember the way he left power, you will know something was wrong.
He spent 9 years plus.
Yeah, no. I mean, at the late hour.
At the tail, yeah.
Yes, you know.
What could have stopped him from handing over to Abiola? For an election that was
I don't know, because
already.
I'm not a military man, but I know something was wrong.
So when you exonerate him in that manner, for those of Nigerians...
No, I'm not saying he's exonerated. He has his own life to live. But I say Nigerians are not fair to him. This man had come out openly to confess this is what happened, strengthening the history. I'm talking on the point of where he has exonerated the Igbos.
So you imagine that he should be commended.
Listen to me, he should be commended. Let me tell you the truth. Where he has exonerated the Igbos. Because the rest of the country have held bad things against the Igbos. Forget people like us that you see us, you see the face of Nigeria. You see us, we represent what Nigeria should be. We don't know Igbo, we don't know Hausa, we don't know Yoruba. We only know Nigeria. Forget about it. They have maltreated our people in this country because of the Civil War, which offense we never committed. I knew nothing about the Civil War. I've suffered about the Civil War. Many Igbos, many of my brothers and sisters have suffered because of the Civil War.
In what way do you think?
None of the generals was able to come out and say Igbos never participated in this.
In what way would you say Igbos have suffered because of the alleged tagging of an Igbo coup? Because that was
are you the one asking me this question?
No, I'm asking because
are you not a Nigerian?
Full-blown Nigerian. But the question I'm asking, you were saying, just
let me tell you.
You said that Igbos have suffered
about 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Petrochemical supposed to be a part of Abia State, and they remove it.
Because
I have the extract of the Council of State. They remove it. A lot of are you not why are you come on, you must tell yourself the truth.
I'm just asking you the question.
No, because also tell yourself the truth.
There are also...
Are you the one saying
just for a moment, sir. Just for a moment, sir.
When last time you made Igbo man to sensitive position in this country? People, because they say that Igbos planned the coup, people were afraid.
So you imagine that there is a kind of distrust.
Yes, of course.
Politically speaking.
Politically, economically, socially, everything. Some of us keep quiet, not because we don't know what to say. We just keep quiet, let the sleeping dog lie. Not because we don't know what to say. You know the way people maltreat the Igbos in the polity. We don't want to be talking about this because I think that in our schools, in everywhere, we should go back to write a history, full history of the Civil War, write history of everything that Nigeria, that we should teach our children history in school. Otherwise, we will not heal. This country needs to be healed, and this country needs to be one. Unless we are one, faced by competition, the country will still be limbering.
It's about 55 years or so when the Civil War ended, 1970. It started in 67. You are as old as Nigeria. You were born in the same year Nigeria got its independence. Yes. In all of these years, there is this feeling that, well, there is marginalization of the Igbo man. And politically speaking, he's been sidelined. And perhaps there are those who are asking for a creation of state. But if the wrongs are to be corrected, in what ways? And you are a major voice in the national. You are playing the federal politics now. You are in the ruling party.
Yes.
The president is your friend.
Yes.
You were in the same class of governors of 1999 and 2023, 2003. But I'm asking you, I mean, there is a reason why I'm asking the question. Because if you are speaking to President Tinubu, for example, you can remind him of being in the same class, of being a governor in the first instance. So there is a sense of, there is a connection.
Being a governor is that he's my my personal friend. So,
yes, so
it's not about government.
There is
I known him before we became government.
So, but
we're very close.
If you know somebody on a certain level, you should be able to relate with them.
Yes.
And the question I'm asking is that if there are things that you think has made the Igbo man being relegated or marginalized, in what way do you think this can be corrected? You are playing national
I've already
now.
spoken to President Tinubu, and this is not what I will tell you openly. He knows. I'll discuss it with him.
After the IBB book autobiography?
Yes. So he knows. You know, so it's not.
Does it include that there should be a 6th Southeast state?
Of course, Anambra state should be created. The 6th Southeast state is the only state that will be viable to be created in the Southeast. Anambra are Igbos, and they never said they are not Igbos. The 6th Southeastern state should be created, and they had to go to Anambra with some other states in Onitsha and everywhere. They become a state.
Delta rivers?
Yes. But not rivers, but Delta mostly.
There are some rivers, there are some Igbos who identify as Igbos also in
No, you cannot just go to jump somewhere, go to the other place. You first do this side, and possibly.
So there should be an Anambra state.
There should be an Anambra state. To be forthright, there should be an Anambra state.
Is that part of what you discussed with President Tinubu?
No, but there shall be an Anambra state.
What are those things you discussed?
I cannot tell you. It's personal.
Okay, it's a personal issue.
Yes.
So no, I won't pry into that.
You don't.
But can you? Of course, I mean, I'm not asking you to discuss whatever it is that is personal between you and the president. But what are those things?
The president is committed to bring justice to all Nigerians, not to some Nigerians.
Did he accede to your request?
No, you cannot tell me yes or no. But I'm telling you, the president is committed of bringing justice to all Nigerians. They want to address issues that affect every facet of this country. He's committed.
Is it one of the reasons why there are those in the Southwest who thought that perhaps the reason why Peter Obi should be president, for example, to give the Igbos a place?
No, I'm not going to discuss.
Politically speaking.
I'm not going to discuss that with you.
No, you are discussing.
Because,
you are speaking for the Igbo nation tonight.
Listen to me. I'm not going to discuss anything about Igbo president or Igbo this.
You're not a very shy person.
No,
why are you shy tonight?
No, I'm not shy. I cannot. But I'm telling you are afraid that I'm not going to discuss issues that are not supposed to be discussed.
You told me before in an interview that there's a need for an Igbo presidency.
And I still tell you there's a need for it.
Up to today?
Yes.
So
Igbos must present an acceptable candidate by all Nigerians. No one zone can make a president. No one. President Tinubu was not elected by Yorubas. He was elected by all Nigerians.
When do you think the Igbo presidency is ripe?
Well, in our party, we have only one presidential candidate now. And Tinubu has to do 8 years. And
is that a must?
It's not a must, but Nigerian people, you can see the rebase economy is coming down. You can see things are starting to trickle in. Manufacturers were seeing inventory in the warehouse, and cost of manufacturing was 23 and some percent in November, December, October. Today is about 18.2%.
If you are going to be truthful as a businessman,
yes.
Are things better now running your business in Nigeria than it was a year and a half ago or 2 years ago?
No. Let me tell you. Because of the immediate decision President Tinubu took, merging the dollar, merging the PMS,
window,
the
subsidy
removal, and all this. It brought hardship to everybody. Not Nigerians, not only to me as a manufacturer or to other manufacturers. It brought to every Nigerian. Even the people living in the gutter were affected. And President Tinubu himself knows. But I've told you this story before, that my grandmother told me, before you sew a shirt I'm wearing like this, you have to bring the cloth. You see, most presidents have failed to make major decisions. This decision he made, the decision we should have taken like 40 years ago or 50 years ago. Because we are just living on bazaar basis. We should, as people, start being competitive. The states are not going to work unless we are competitive. You cannot be changing. You want to be like China. You want to be like Indonesia. These people are competitive. Every province in China is competing with the other. All the states have to be competitive. We have to be competitive. So people are, you can see now, people are no longer lying in their house and making money with our dollars. Petrol, people are no longer selling petrol. Let me tell you, the rebates is bringing, like today, the dollar is about 1,490 something or thereabout. It's going to go further down. Dangote refinery will do it. All the refineries are coming on stream, which because of importation, people have refused to do. But I also think that the government should privatize all the refineries in Nigeria. They have to go under privatization immediately, so that the money we are using importing fuel will be conserved. We need to go back to what we know best how to do, and that is agriculture. That's the only way we can be competitive. We cannot continue sharing money in the streets of Nigeria. That will bring inflation, and you can see the inflation has also gone down from 36% to 24.2%.
Because of the rebates, it's not like it's gone down.
No, exactly.
The rebates as
let me tell you, even in the market, today, the tomatoes that used to buy a basket maybe for 8,000 or something is going down gradually. These things are not rocket science. It's going to take years to put this economy. Mind you, we are having a bazaar economy.
What do you mean by bazaar?
A
rent economy? A rent economy?
Yeah, a economy that will hang it
where a few people are profiteering?
Yes,
is that what you mean?
Somebody stay in his bedroom and be selling dollars. Somebody stay in his bedroom and be selling petrol across our border.
Is that say operating?
These are things President Tinubu say, no, it's not going to happen again.
Has it stopped?
And mind you, yes, it stopped. Yes, of course. Mind you.
To the extent of your knowledge.
It's stopping. This president is not even doing politics. He have never told anybody he want to run election, he don't want to run election or election, but as a party, we have mandated him to know. We have given him vote of confidence. The NEC that sat gave him vote of confidence that was proposed by Governor of Imo State, seconded by and announced by Governor Ganduje, who is the national chairman of the party. So you can see things cannot get better in one night. Things can only get better where the man is committed. I'm very thankful to Nigerian Army, what they are doing, because and the other security agencies, the DSS, you see the DSS have changed. The Army is more professional now. I'm very thankful to them. And the police, the Inspector General of Police is basing. For example, you can see even the anti-corruption fight have gone professionally the way it should be. You can see now the new chairman of EFCC, what he did was to first took inventory in his house. I'm in the committee of EFCC. He went down the line to say, do you imagine that members, senior officers in the FCC before, if they know you that you have money, they will write petition against you. They will write the petition pretending it's Mr. Ojo or Mr. Okafor writing against you. They will come and be collecting money. I want the chairman to speak on this because this is the truth. But and he was able to clean those set of people away.
Perhaps what has not really changed is the attitude of you politicians. Senator,
no.
Just remember,
tell me what attitude.
For example, in the National Assembly, all of the monies and all. Imagine that the government has asked Nigerians to tighten their belt, but the question Nigerians are asking is: have you tightened your belts?
Let me tell you. Have you? Shehu, National Assembly do not control any money. I hope you know that.
But you appropriate.
We sign the budget and they go to the MDS and the ministries. For me, I have tightened my belt.
But the humongous money that goes into serving and sustaining you lawmakers in Nigeria, the humongous
money. Come on, let's stop saying that. let's stop saying that.
I know you are a rich man.
No,
but the fact remains that Nigerians spend a lot of money to service the National Assembly.
Let me tell you, before, I was just thinking that this lawmaker seat, there's a lot of work going in there. I'm telling you the truth. Sometimes I don't go to my house at 10 p.m., 11, sitting in different committee meetings. So people take senators and House of Rep members for granted. And it's not supposed to be like that. We should be respected. We agree. We are not the one running the economy. Our duty is to make law. Another arm of the government will execute the law we have made. And the judiciary will also execute their job. People in government places and others don't obey court order.
The Senator, the question is the imbalance. You are supposed to be the representative of the people.
Sure.
There is a huge number of poverty-stricken people of your country that you are representing. And then you get this amount of money to represent them.
Have you asked yourself, what is the budget of National Assembly?
You can tell us, you're a member of
No, I'm asking you.
You know, he's usually very opaque, but what does it look like now?
No. I don't even know what it is because you and
your colleagues are said to be lawmakers that are receiving the highest kind of salaries or wages in the world. You're one of some of the.
I am not going to talk about salary again with you because salary is done by Revenue Allocation Commission.
But does it take away the fact that for those who are represented, is it morally right for if you get that kind of money for the poor people that you are representing?
Make this show to be attractive to Nigerian people. You have brought me here not to bring me down and talking about.
I'm not bringing you down, Senator.
You know, personally,
you are representing.
I employ a lot of people, and that's
why I'm not saying Orji or Kalu. I'm saying you and your colleagues.
And my colleagues
you are representing poor Nigerians.
Most of my colleagues are doing very good job.
Well, some of you said they were going to cut your salary. You agreed to cut your salary.
No, we agreed.
What happened?
We cut it.
Did he ever go back to the people?
No, he went back to the. Let me tell you, if you know how these senators and members of House of Representatives suffer. You know, they pay school fees, they pay clinic, they pay whatever in our constituencies. If I open my phone there for you, you'll be mad. You'll say, what are you still sitting down there doing? Because every member of the constituency is looking for his senator, his House of Rep or House of
When they see the big vehicles that you and your colleagues take to represent them, perhaps maybe the reason why they are asking for that.
Sean, don't be saying this because I cannot respect a man like you to be saying this because you don't come to work with leg, and most of those cars are committee cars. So I don't know what Nigerians think. If Nigerians think the senators, the members of House of Representatives are just their problem, I'm sure they are not their problem.
Okay,
they are not their
let's take a breather, Senator. I know you feel uncomfortable with the fact that what you earn, because you are a rich man, the money they give you in the National Assembly might not be a problem, but the average Nigerian think that maybe those who are serving them are getting too much, they are getting fat while they are getting slim. But we take a break,
I don't think so. I don't think so, no.
We take a break, everyone. But when we return, more conversation with Senator Orji Kalu, former Abia State Governor, on the capacity of President Bola Tinubu and his approach in handling the affairs of this country. We'll be right back after this break, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Senator Orji Kalu is our guest tonight on the program, and is being a two-term governor of Abia State, the former chief whip of the Senate, also sitting to represent the people of Abia North, isn't it?
Am I not a businessman?
No, you're a politician. That's why I didn't invite you to talk about business. So let's get back to you. But there is an issue, though, and I've heard and listened to a few people in the Southeast about the NAFDAC clamp down on some illegal production of drugs, illegal drugs sale in the South. And there are those who say that is impacting because a lot of the pharmaceutical companies and outlets have closed shop because of those issues, because the market were closed. Are you worried about that scenario, and how do you hope that that can be resolved?
No, for me, NAFDAC should take account on companies dealing with fake drug. If they see anyone dealing with fake drug, the place should be shut down, but not closing down all markets of Southeast. It will be very unfair to do that. I don't support anybody selling fake drug. Selling of fake drugs is as good as committing suicide to people. So NAFDAC should be able to go do due diligence to the shop by shop, not going to wholesale close a place. The source of livelihood will be stopped. But I congratulate the woman for putting down her feet, but also she should know which one is fake and which one is not fake. What if you come and seal a shop or a warehouse? There are some fake drugs and not fake drugs. The due diligence has to be done on it and remove the fake and unfake. I've told pharmaceutical companies to stop selling fake drugs. It's just that I'm a Christian to a heart. Otherwise, manufacturing of anything fake should carry death penalty. The people are supposed not to live, whether it's drug or food or anything or drinks. If you manufacture fake items, it's as well you want to kill the next person. But in Catholic Church, murder that is conviction by hanging or something is not allowed. So all through I was governor, I committed them to life imprisonment. So I believe that people doing this should not live, and they should stop doing it. It's annoying that Nigerians want to make money because they are producing fake.
It's hurting people in the Southeast because I've had series of calls saying they're finding it difficult to get medications. But then you ask yourself, shouldn't NAFDAC do, because fake drugs are killing people too.
No, fake drugs are killing people.
And so now, how do you then balance it? And that's why I'm asking.
So I'm appealing to people dealing with fake drugs to stop. And NAFDAC should do due diligence. You cannot go to a market in South and just shut down everybody. No. There are still people with conscience. I know some stores where I buy medication for my free medical services to our people, Orji Kalu Foundation. We have a particular young man. I don't know his name again. Maybe Holy Child or something. That's what I call him. They go to buy from our area because he sells everything excellent. For the past 20 years, we have purchased drug from him. I've never had any problem of fake drug. So people like that, you cannot shut down their shops. They are honest. There are some honest Pentecostal people.
Unfortunately, when dishonest and honest people are now mixed together,
yeah. But I also must give some credence to the chairman of executive DG of NAFDAC. But Dora have done it before. May her soul rest in peace. She did it. Mr. Akunyere. She did it. She shut down everybody.
Onitsha knew it.
She shut down Onitsha, Abane, everywhere. Yeah. She shut down everywhere. So doing it, but what she did, she shut down and took weeks. They take inventory on what you have. The fake ones, they remove it. The nice ones, they leave you with it.
Let me ask you quickly. With what is going on, there are talks now of coalition, of alliances, of merger talks, and in the different political parties, all gearing towards 2027. And you can see a few aggrieved members of your party, the El-Rufais of this world, the Amechis of this world. They are on the sideline. They are outside on the fringes of the party. Did they tell you they are aggrieved? It's obvious. Have you not?
No, did they tell you?
Have you seen their commentaries?
No, they
have you seen what Amechi said about what is going on in the country? Have you seen what El-Rufai said about the President Tinubu? How is unhappy with President Bola Tinubu?
I've never come out to tell you that he's aggrieved or...
Is Amechi happy? Has he told you that he's happy, sir?
No, but he's my friend. He never told me he's unhappy. I don't know where you are getting this information.
Oh, maybe you are not. He's not telling you the truth.
No,
okay, I've said it it's a public. He said it about what is happening in the country. You don't think that such people have now been sent to Siberia of your party?
nobody sends anybody. President Tinubu have just directed to the party to start reconciliation. We will start reconciliation as soon as possible so that people like me will go around and other political bigwigs of the party will go around the country, speak to people we are one big family. In every family, there's always quarrel. And we will settle it. And I think President Tinubu himself is making every effort to make sure. So he's making every effort to make sure that everybody comes on board.
We saw the political tsunami that took out the PDP from existence, from prominence in 2015. And a similar thing is happening when there are disgruntled members of the ruling party and there are strong members of the opposition party coming together, strategizing. Are you worried that a repeat of what happened in 2015 we might be seeing in 2027?
No, well, I'm not totally worried because we will make up. We will make up with them. We are politicians. We will talk to them. We are making every effort.
I remember my interviews prior to 2015 also. These were the things that your colleagues in the PDP at the time were saying. How it was a big family, how they would resolve it.
We're a big family, we will resolve it in the family.
All of the handwriting, all of the signals that affected the PDP, that caused the PDP to be beaten squarely.
There are big people in the party. We will advise the president. They will be pacified. The people will speak to them. They will speak to the president. Anywhere they are not happy, they don't need to go to the television to say about it. They have access to the president. They have access to Governor Ganduje. They have access to the vice president. They have access to secretary to government. They have access to most people that they have access to even the Senate president. They have access to the Speaker of House of Representatives. They can speak to them and they will take their concerns to the
what they are pitching now is how uncomfortable things are in the country, the kind of suffering that Nigerian people are facing, and this has been the pitch of some of these disgruntled members of your party to the Nigerian people, and people is resonating with the Nigerian people because those who are feeling the pinch and feeling the pain are also reacting about their pains.
Sean, let me tell you, I honestly, I feel the pain myself. I've said this to you as an employee of labor. I feel the pains, I know the pains, but things have started. You ask yourself, what kind of economy did President Ahmed Tinubu inherited? How? Because this economy has been comatose for over 40 years. It's not caused by one president. People have refused to open up channel for competition. People said, like when I went to President Obasanjo to give me approval for a sovereign borrowing in 1999, to have a joint venture with Israeli company to do agriculture in Abia, to do hotels, to do airlines. We need 10 years have passed. We could have been over by now. When Okpara was premier, he had office in London. So when you compare what happens here today, when Awolowo was premier, they have offices in London.
The Obasanjo that you made reference to, there are those who say, well, Obasanjo, compared to what we are saying, they will say that they have Nigerians experienced better days under Obasanjo.
No, because the worldwide economy was good. You have not seen the impact of COVID. The impact of COVID is disturbing in Canada, in America, in London. It's just that they have a stabilized economy. And those economy are economy where people are living on credit. If it's our economy that is based on cash and carry, that is not based on credit, people are feeling it because of this.
Senator,
if you talk about where the people in America live, if they want to buy television, they buy it on credit.
Senator, let's conclude the conversation this way and just have 30 seconds to do that. So my question will be, a lot of the policies and what has happened in the country in the last few months under President Bola Tinubu, there are those who think that he's made your party largely unpopular in the Southeast where you come from. You know how unpopular your party could be with some of your Southeast citizens. Going forward, how do your party deal with this kind of unpopularity that is going on and is swelling though?
Well, you know, people continue pouring into the party every day. And
politicians,
and politicians are people. Votes are not done in social media. Votes are guided and done by politicians. So I know that people are paid for. I've told you this before. The president is doing everything possible. Have you seen the president talking about politics before? For the last 18 months, he's talking about the economy. If you go to him now, he's sitting talking about how these things can be fixed. He's doing everything. There's a worldwide recession because of impact of COVID. It's not only in Nigeria. I have businesses in West Africa that they are collapsing. All the countries. In South Africa, the economy is bad, very bad. An established economy that have credit is very bad. Anywhere you go, it's the same.
All right.
So I believe that President Tinubu will work hard for the next 2 years.
Thank you so much. Senator Orji Kalu, representing Abia North in the senatorial district in the National Assembly, former governor of Abia State. Thanks so much indeed for
Thank you.
Appreciate
for having me.
Appreciate it. And that's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Shunwa Kimale. God bless Nigeria.